introduce yourself?
Like mid-walk? Great. So, Diego, Dime, I don't know. What do you want me to...
Both, whatever.
Either? Okay, so my name's Diego. Sometimes I go by Dime. Depends on the situation. But I'm a musician and an artist. I'm a very multifaceted person. And I like long walks on the beach.
Feel like horses hound, running, never stop. Sweet like sodas, but y'all never around a pot.
Currently I've been doing a lot of like environmental portraiture, like just other forms of portraiture, really. I'm kind of just trying to figure out what it is I like. But usually it's people. What college has really taught me about photography is that I don't really like digital, but it's kind of hard to escape it. But at the same time, like, I can do analog now, which is really nice, and I feel like it's more thought out. So I have to slow down when I'm like making stuff, and that forces me to be a bit more creative and like plan more, as opposed to just going out and taking pictures like senselessly.
Where are we going?
I don't really know.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're approaching Williamsburg, I think, or in it. I'm not a local. Someone referred to me as a local.
Oh.
I'm not a local. I don't have a good sense of direction, which I feel like is a big part of living in New York. And I don't have that. I'm originally from Arlington, Virginia, which is like a little suburb right outside of DC. It's a lot different from the rest of Virginia because it's super country if you drive anywhere like 30 minutes south. But yeah, Arlington. I got into music because of skateboarding. So whether that be like watching skate videos or playing Skate 3 or Skate 2 and listening to like the playlists and that, that's what really got me into rap. And then like just all forms of music, just skateboarding directly correlated with music for me. And then that tied into like fashion and other interests that I have. Photography, like I tried to do a lot of video work with like skateboarding, and I tried to do photo work with skateboarding, and that kind of just branched off into separate interests. So that's how I started listening to rap music and hip hop and R&B and reggae and reggaeton, like all that was from skateboarding. And then later on, a lot of my friends were really into actually making music. And for like 2 years, I was too scared. I didn't want to be heard. I didn't want to be made fun of or anything. So I just wrote. I wrote like a ton of different songs, and I would send them to my friends and just be like, oh, look, I did this. Or like, what do you think of this? And be like, oh, it's good, you should record it. And so for a long time, I just didn't because I was scared. But eventually I was like, if I'm going to spend all this time writing music, I might as well record it. So my friends Larry and Eric used to record, they would record music during like lunch at school. So I would just go with them. And we would like be in the band rooms, like in their practice areas with all the soundproofing. And we would always get yelled at because we were not supposed to do that. But they would just bring like, at that time I think it was like just a cheap snowball mic, and just put it on a desk and bring it into the band room. And we'd always like hear knocks on the door and then being like, you can't be in here, or it'd be locked. And then Eric would ask to use the rooms to practice, and then we would just go in there anyway. So Concept Collective is a music group that my friend started freshman year of high school. That's sort of when things started coming together, and then over the next 4 years it developed into a solidified music group and artist group. Recently we did a couple shows over the summer. Our manager, Matt, set up a concert series where we could all perform individually as opposed to being all together at once, which was really cool. And that happened at the University of Maryland. And what was fun about that is we didn't have all that much music together, so we pretty much made like a full album's worth of songs in a couple weeks leading up to that show. I'd like to develop as an artist overall, more so than just being a photographer or being a rapper or being a graphic designer. Like, I'd love to sort of round everything out and be able to take that in whatever direction I want to, when I want to.